Hello, I'm Mark Mitchell from Wizard Strategy. You know, one of the things that drives me crazy, if you follow me at all, is how I see building material companies waste money. Let me show you an example here. So here you are as a building material company. You're spending a lot of money on your websites, your marketing, your sales team, trade shows, everything else, spending a lot of money. At some point, all that money on the other side here has to get over here to the customer that wants to spend a lot of money buying your products. And there's always some point that everything goes through where this is either going to work or it's not, or you've wasted all this money or you haven't. So I was working with a good friend of mine, Courtney, from Epiphany Studios. Epiphany Studios is a great agency that a lot of clients I work with, so we work together frequently. And I asked Courtney, I said, Courtney, let's do a little test here. I want you to go on these companies' websites, or however else you have to, but I want you to request a sample. I want you to request a sample from Typar, from Zip System, from Fortifiber, Tyvek, Forcefield, National Shelter Products, Home Guard, Owens Corning, Kingspan, and Blockit. We're just the ones we picked out. There's more we could have picked, but we just started here. And so Courtney's now going to tell you what happened. Here comes Courtney.
Okay, so of these companies,
I don't know if you want to
only
mark the ones.
4.
What date did you make these requests?
I made these requests on January 9th. It is now January 29th, so it's been 20 days. The only people who responded were Zip System, Typar, Fortifiber, and and Ox.
I'm sorry, Ox. You didn't write that down, but yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can, that's right. You can put Ox. Okay. So who are the companies that you requested a sample on January 4th, and it's now January 29th? Who are the companies that you've not heard from?
I haven't heard from Tyvek, Forcefield, which is GP, National Shelter Products, Home Guard, Owens Corning, Kingspan, and Blockit, which is by Kimberly Clark.
Okay, and what was your impression of what, show me what you received in the mail and what was your impression?
Okay, so the first one that I received, so I guess one that was most promptly delivered, was from Ox. And it's interesting because I requested 2 different samples, 2 different product samples from them. And I only actually received one of these product samples, which I found to be a little bit, it seems like it's a little haywire. But here's the packaging. So it's nothing special, it's clearly handwritten. And here's what you find inside. This is how it was received. This is the product sample itself. And here's the note that came with it, if you can call it that. That is from the rep. As you can see, the business card is scanned onto the top in almost a sloppy way. So there's nothing really professional about this, at least in my opinion. I didn't feel confident in the product when I received it. It was just kind of like, if they don't care, then why do I care?
So it looked to you, or at least me, the impression that an individual sales rep was trying to do his job to the best of his ability and put something together. That there wasn't like a corporate marketing program to make his life easy, make him look good.
It's And
right. So once again, if we go back to my thing, here's this Ox company with products trying to sell over here, and because of how a sample is executed, this isn't working so well.
Yes.
What's the next one you got?
The next one I got was from Typar, and I think, in my opinion, this packaging is already better than the other one. It's not great, it's acceptable, it is what it is. So here's what we got. We got 3 brochures, and we got a big field manual with the card, the business card stapled. It's already better than the one that I got from Ox. Interestingly, in each of these brochures, the product sample, if I don't drop it, is folded up on the inside. So there's 3 in total. And then
3 different products?
3 different product samples.
Okay.
I assume to, give around. And then you have a field manual that
looks very nicely designed.
yeah, and it's for their entire system. So it says here's what you have, here's what else you need. So it compels you for sure.
And who else?
We also got one from Fortifiber. I taped this back together, but it was in a box like this, and it actually folds out pretty nicely. And then here's what was inside. So there's just a generic letter. I assume it's a boilerplate, which is acceptable. It's fine. It's much better done than most. And then just product sheets, I guess that you would say. It's more informational than anything else. It has a table, but not spec. I wouldn't call it a spec sheet. And then also a window installation with WeatherSmart, and then installing WeatherSmart after your windows have been installed. So I guess in that way it prepares you. It says that no matter how far along you are, you can use our product. So I think that's successful in that way.
What was your impression of the samples they sent?
The samples. So we got 5 samples. I mean, they're big. They're much bigger than Typars and the other people. So I guess it's successful in that way. And I also think it's nice that they sent 5. I guess the thinking behind it is share with your friends, but it's always better to have.
So your impression is those are all the same product?
These are all the exact same product.
Okay, so 5 copies of the same product. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good. And what was the last one that you received?
The last one was from Zip System.
So how'd that envelope come?
Like this.
Okay.
So it was a priority.
Okay. If priority, if you ordered it on the 9th, when do you think, how long did it take to you got it?
It took 13 business days to receive this.
Okay.
Interestingly, because I actually got a follow-up email from the regional sales manager maybe a week and a half ago, and he said that he was putting it in the mail, and I just got it. So it's clearly it was not
Is this the
sent.
only person that you've gotten any other communications from? Has anybody else emailed you or phone called you?
No one has called me. If anything, it was only some, like Fortifiber didn't follow up at all. There was nothing from them, not even after the form submission. A lot of times when because I had to submit all of these requests via the contact form on the website, they didn't have a sample button saying order here. I would get an automatic message email, but nothing really intimate or anything.
Nothing checking back saying,
Right.
did you get our samples? Do you have a project coming up? Can I help you?
Right, absolutely. But yeah,
Okay.
their follow-up was definitely the best. So here's the product sample.
Okay.
And here's the back. I think it's kind of cool that they put their flashing tape on there too. It shows you how it works with it. And then also a brochure or pamphlet but here's the thing, it's not just dedicated to the Zip system, which is interesting because I feel like they have put a lot of money into their campaign for the Zip system. It's actually for both the Advantech and the Zip system together. So they don't have one that's completely dedicated to that, or if they do, they haven't given it to me.
Was there anything in there, someone's business card or anything like, here's who to contact?
Nope.
Just a nice looking sample and brochure?
Yes, there's nothing about who to contact. There's and across all of these samples, there's no next steps. They're not very clear. They're like, what do I do next? Okay, this is great, but what?
Good.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot.
Absolutely.
Courtney, this is very educational. And if you go back to my point here, you're spending a lot of money at the Builder Show with your exhibit, you're advertising your website, your customers got a lot of money they want to spend with you. And because of how inadequately companies are handling their samples, what's the return on all that marketing and sales dollars? Not so good. So just an interesting exercise for you to think about in the future would be to do what Courtney and I just did, and that is to have somebody order samples from yourself and all your competitors and see what happens. See how you're doing and see how you can improve your program.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Bye now.